Hello, thanks for joining me for another review. Right, today we've got the fourth and final beer that I won a competition on Instagram, so check out Lou Does Beer down below on Instagram. Yeah, really lucky to actually get the chance to try some of these beers, and yeah, I'm going to share this with a good friend of mine. And this is from Monkish Brewing Company. This is their triple double dry hopped IPA, and it's their Bonita Bonita Bonita. These guys are out of Torrance, California on the west coast, and yeah, this was canned a little while ago. I've had this beer a little while, but then I thought, being a triple IPA, it's going to keep a little bit longer, and in a can, of course, and in the fridge. Brewed on February 4th 2019. I'm reviewing this on the 12th of April. So let's crack on with this one then. This was recently at Cloudwater's in the beginning of March. Cloudwater and Friends, the beer festival in Manchester, on tap this was, and yeah, heard a little bit of feedback, and hence why it's the last beer of the four. So here we go. Up to half a pint, there we go. Right, so beer in a glass. Yeah, it's looking really hazy, as you would expect. Kind of a 3/4, I'd say. I mean, I don't know if it's the lighting, but yeah, really dense, creamy looking thing, as you'd expect. Nice white head, it's dissipated a bit now. Really tightly packed bubbles on this one. Let's just give it a swirl. See if that reinforces the head a little bit. Yeah, it's looking really kind of creamy, look at that. Orange. Let me just sort that out. Let's get an aroma then. Wow. But again, this is a 10.1% triple IPA. And not getting any kind of hint of the ABV. I'm getting a slight perfumey edge, but not too much. A little bit like the recent Trillium beer I done. But yeah, this is almost like you're smelling like oats, brown bread. But then there's also a nice mix of kind of like mango, passion fruit, pale stone fruit, grapefruit, the whole shebang really, you know. Oh, it smells nice. So let's tuck into this one. Cheers. Oh my days, wow. Okay. So yeah, it's got a bit more body. You are picking up that kind of body stroke malt backbone, not malty as in, oh, it's an old beer malty, but just you can just tell that it's a bigger ABV beer without tasting that alcohol. It's got that vibe about it. Oh my days, it's super juicy. Even on the flavours after you've drunk the beer, breathing it. Wow. There's almost like there's the hops involved in this are, well, I remember, Dorado and Galaxy. This double dry hop version of Biggie Biggie Biggie, which I guess they're saying that was a 10.1% ABV beer as well. Don't know, but this is a double dry hop version of that beer. No idea. Feel very fortunate, as I've said many times, to get a beer like this. It's got a super creamy mouthfeel to this one, as I think a lot of the hyped up beers that I've tried in America have. It's just the body and the mouthfeel. Flavour wise, yeah, I get that. I'm familiar with that. But as I've said in other reviews, this is more the mouthfeel. That's the first thing that hits you on these amazing beers. Super dense beer with just a soft, pillowy kind of tropical fruit notes that just kind of waft along with the malts, you know, holding hand in hand. Wow. Mango. There's like a juicy orange, mango, touch of pineapple. There's a slight sharpness underlying all this creamy smoothness from the oats. There's also like it's almost like a pillowy, soft grapefruit, if that makes sense. I know it doesn't. It's got that kind of feel to it. Very kind of nectarine, peach, passion fruit. There's also a little bit of other fruit there. Let me have another sip. This is going to be a longer review, of course. So you know, beers like this, god damn, I'm not going to get these every day. So, damn son. It's kind of one of them beers you get lost for words for. It's like just how good it is. This is a triple IPA, and it's almost certainly the best triple IPA I've ever had. I've tried a few from the UK, and they've been really good, but they've had a little bit more kind of booze to them. I think they might even give them like a perfect score back then. But for a beer like this, 10% plus, to keep that ABV kind of out of sight, it's pretty damn impressive. I mean, I don't think there's any breweries in the UK producing this kind of style of, well, triple IPA style with the mouthfeel. But then I've not had a lot from the UK, so maybe that's changed in the last few years. But certainly from 3 or 4 years ago, this is blowing them beers out of the way. So perhaps it has changed. I just don't know yet. So, but it's certainly the best I've tried for the style or sub-style, whatever you want to call it. In terms of a rating, then for me on this one, it's a pretty damn staggering beer. I can't fault it, to be honest with you. Everything into account, the ABV. For me, it's a 10 out of 10 beer. It's a 5 out of 5 on the Untapped scale. It is mind-blowingly good. So it's actually brewed with, as I said already, Dorado and Galaxy hops. I'm going to go into the scores now that I've given my opinion on it. Sorry, Chris. So 4 people who follow me on Untapped have had this, and it's coming in at 4.63. It's only had 666 ratings, this beer, which is like, wow, really? 4.41, which is pretty damn high for any kind of score on Untapped. I think the highest beer on Untapped, it could be like 4.6 something or other. There's no 5 beers on Untapped because everyone's subjective and got different kind of palates and all, and all that. So, but yeah, it's a staggeringly good beer. Thanks again to Lou Does Beer on Instagram for sending me out this beer. So, if you've been very fortunate enough and you're on the West Coast, Earth, I don't know if you've had this one, Bonita Bonita Bonita. This is their triple India Pale Ale, double dry hopped. Pretty damn banging. So, thanks for watching then for another hyped beer review, which I've been very lucky, and I'll see you on the next review. Cheers.